Prime Minister Keir Starmer, you are quick to blast far-right thuggery every opportunity you can after dodging deportation multiple times. And Afghan asylum seeker Sadiq Nigzad, 29, locked up for 9 years, plus an extended licence for raping a 15-year-old schoolgirl in broad daylight in Falkirk, claiming cultural differences as his defence while shouting abuse at the judge. Iranian asylum seeker Hamid Kianpana, sentenced to 9 years for rape, straight out of a taxpayer-funded hotel. Asylum seeker Klarim Kujak, 30, got 18 months for running a cannabis farm. The ethnic Albanian who was raised in Serbia and moved to the UK aged 13, granted leave to remain after claiming he forgot how to speak Serbian.
In a fiery segment on GB News, broadcaster Alex Armstrong took direct aim at Labour leader Sir Keir Starmer, accusing him of applying a double standard when it comes to condemning political extremism. Armstrong's message was clear. It's time for Starmer to call out far-left violence with the same urgency he reserves for the far-right. Over the past year, didn't happen. Starmer has repeatedly spoken out against what he calls far-right ahead of time, using strong, while MPs only got uncompromising language to denounce to many, it looked like a deliberate media strategy from right-wing give the press the polished version first. But according to Armstrong, and leave Parliament reacting, there's a glaring silence when similar aggression comes from the opposite side of the political spectrum. The GB News presenter argued that recent incidents involving so-called far-left mobs, including attacks on journalists and disruption at migrant protests, should have triggered an equally strong condemnation from the Labour leader. Instead, Armstrong suggested there has been no comparable public statement. Political violence is political violence, no matter who commits it, Armstrong declared, stressing that principles of law, order, and public safety cannot be selectively applied. He accused Starmer of being quick to speak when the far right is involved, but notably absent when the perpetrators are aligned with far-left causes. The GB News host painted this as more than just a matter of political optics, framing it as a question of credibility and fairness. If you want to be Prime Minister, Armstrong argued, you must be willing to stand up against extremism. In all its forms, without fear or favor. The discussion comes in the wake of several incidents in which far-left protesters allegedly targeted reporters, disrupted lawful assemblies, and created confrontations at immigration-related demonstrations. Video clips circulated on social media show chaotic scenes, with tensions escalating between protesters, police, and members of the public. Critics say that when such events occur, political leaders, regardless of their ideological leanings, have a responsibility to speak out. For Armstrong, Starmer's silence sends a troubling message that some forms of aggression are more politically convenient to condemn than others. The segment sparked intense reaction among GB News viewers and across online platforms. Supporters of Armstrong's stance praised his fairness in calling for balance, arguing that political credibility hinges on consistency. Others, however, defended Starmer, suggesting that he addresses issues privately or focuses on policy rather than public condemnation. Armstrong concluded his broadcast with a pointed challenge to the Labour leader. If you truly stand for justice and unity, you must condemn violence wherever it comes from, whether it wears the mask of the far right or the far left.